Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mindy Studio Lab, your go-to channel for navigating life's challenges with a little more ease. Today, we're tackling a topic that affects millions of people every single day: workplace anxiety. That feeling of dread on Sunday night, the racing heart before a big meeting, the constant worry about your performance, is exhausting, right? The modern workplace can be a pressure cooker, but the good news is you don't have to just endure it. In this video, we're going to dive deep into what causes this anxiety and, more importantly, what you can do about it. We'll cover everything from identifying your personal triggers to creating a work environment that supports your mental well-being. So, if you're ready to reclaim your peace of mind at work, stick around. Let's get started. First things first, let's understand the enemy. Workplace anxiety isn't just feeling stressed. It's a persistent, often overwhelming sense of worry or fear related to your job. To fight it, we need to know where it's coming from. What are the common triggers? One of the biggest culprits in today's economy is job insecurity. The fear of layoffs, contract renewals, or company instability can create a constant low-level hum of anxiety. You might find yourself overworking to prove your value or constantly scanning for signs of trouble. It's a survival instinct kicking into overdrive, and it's incredibly draining. Another major source of anxiety is interpersonal conflict. Let's be honest, we don't get to choose our colleagues. Difficult bosses, competitive coworkers, or a generally toxic team dynamic can make going to work feel like walking onto a battlefield. These conflicts can trigger social anxiety, making you second-guess every interaction and leaving you feeling isolated and on edge. Think about it. Have you ever replayed a conversation with a coworker over and over, worrying about what you said or how it was perceived? That's your anxiety working overtime. Then there's the pressure cooker of high expectations and tight deadlines. In a culture that often glorifies being busy, the demand to do more, faster, and better is relentless. This can lead to a constant feeling of being overwhelmed, like you're always behind no matter how hard you work. This isn't just stressful. It can lead to burnout, where your emotional and physical resources are completely depleted. The pressure to be perfect can also fuel imposter syndrome, that nagging feeling that you're a fraud and will be found out at any moment. Lack of support from management is another huge factor. When you feel like your boss doesn't have your back, or when feedback is always negative and rarely constructive, it can crush your confidence. A supportive manager acts as a buffer against stress. They provide clear direction, offer resources, and create psychological safety. Without that support system, every small mistake can feel like a catastrophe, and you might feel like you're navigating your career challenges completely alone, which only amplifies feelings of anxiety and helplessness. And finally, let's talk about the blurred lines of poor work-life balance. With smartphones, we are always connected. The workday no longer ends when you leave the office. It follows you home, into your evenings, and even onto your weekends. This always-on culture prevents your brain from ever truly disconnecting and recharging. When work invades your personal time, you lose the space you need to distress and pursue activities that bring you joy. Over time, this constant state of alert erodes your well-being and significantly increases your stress and anxiety levels. So, now that we've identified these common triggers, what can we actually do about them? The first step is to get specific. Take some time to reflect. Keep a journal for a week. When do you feel most anxious at work? Is it during team meetings? When you get an email from a specific person? Is it when you're looking at your to-do list? Pinpointing your personal triggers is like turning on a light in a dark room. Once you can see what's causing the anxiety, you can start to address it directly instead of just fighting the vague feeling of dread. Once you know your triggers, a powerful in-the-moment tool is practicing relaxation techniques. This might sound cliché, but there's a reason it's recommended so often. It works. When you feel anxiety rising, your body goes into fight or flight mode, your breathing becomes shallow, and your heart rate increases. You can consciously counteract this. Try the box breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. Repeat this a few times. This simple act sends a signal to your nervous system that you are safe, helping to calm the physical symptoms of anxiety. Mindfulness is another great tool. Instead of getting lost in worried thoughts, bring your attention to the present moment. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear. This grounds you in your immediate reality and pulls you out of the spiral of what if. Next, let's talk about boundaries. This is crucial for tackling that poor work-life balance we mentioned. Setting clear boundaries isn't selfish. It's essential for your mental health. This means defining your work hours and sticking to them. It means turning off email notifications on your phone after a certain time. It might mean saying no to a project you don't have the capacity for. This can be scary, especially if you're a people pleaser. Start small. For example, commit to not checking your email after 7 p.m. or taking a full hour for your lunch break away from your desk. These small acts of reclaiming your time send a powerful message to yourself and others that your personal time is valuable and non-negotiable. Let's shift our focus to your physical environment. You might be surprised how much your workspace affects your mood. A cluttered, disorganized desk can contribute to a cluttered, disorganized mind. Think about it. If you're constantly searching for papers or distracted by piles of stuff, your brain is using up precious energy that could be used for focused work. So, take some time to declutter. Get rid of what you don't need and organize what you do. A clean, streamlined workspace can significantly improve your focus and create a sense of calm and control. While you're decluttering, think about how you can make your workspace a more pleasant place to be. We spend so many hours at our desks, so why not make it feel a little more like yours. Incorporate some personal touches. A photo of your loved ones, a small plant, or a favorite mug can bring a sense of comfort and personal identity into an otherwise sterile office environment. These small items act as little anchors, reminding you of the life you have outside of work and helping to create a more positive and calming atmosphere. Also, consider the layout. Is your setup functional? Is your chair comfortable? Is your monitor at the right height? Optimizing your workspace for ergonomics and efficiency doesn't just help your body. It reduces friction and frustration, which in turn reduces your anxiety. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, prioritize self-care. Self-care isn't just bubble baths and spa days. It's the daily practice of activities that enhance your emotional, physical, and mental well-being. This is non-negotiable. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation is a massive amplifier of anxiety. Aim for 7 to 9 hours a night. Move your body. Regular exercise is one of the most effective anti-anxiety tools available. It doesn't have to be an intense gym session. A brisk walk during your lunch break can make a huge difference. Fuel your body with nutritious food. What you eat directly impacts your mood and energy levels. And make time for hobbies and social connections that have nothing to do with work. These activities are what recharge your battery and give you the resilience to handle workplace stressors. Remember, managing workplace anxiety is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about building a toolkit of strategies and habits that support you over the long term. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety completely. It's a normal human emotion, after all. The goal is to manage it so it doesn't manage you. If you find that your anxiety is severe or you're struggling to cope on your own, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can provide you with personalized tools and support to navigate these challenges. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today at Mindy Studio Lab. I hope these insights and strategies have given you some concrete steps you can take to find more peace and less anxiety in your work life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on mental well-being. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one strategy you're going to try this week? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.